taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man?
Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am your man, Eze. And in today's episode, we're gonna dive into the video I made a couple of weeks ago, why Dominicans always say they're not black. And some people were upset that I made the video. Some people even said I was trying to force Dominicans to being black. I never said that. In this episode, I'm gonna clarify specifically what I meant. Before we dive in, I start breaking it down. I need your help. Take a second to subscribe. Some of you guys already know my YouTube channel is new. I started it 60 days ago and I'm trying to grow it. So please hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell to let you know every time I upload a new video. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So please help me by sharing this video and also by commenting. Okay? And now, without any further delay, let's get it.
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other. No, before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate? You should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you?
Now, like I said, a couple of weeks ago, I made a video about why Dominicans always say they're not black. And for those that haven't seen the video, the link is in the description, so you can go check it out. The point of that whole video was to say, black people globally, worldwide, I don't care where you're from, if you have the skin tone of an African, you are black. You can deny it all you want. You can deny it till tomorrow. You can deny it till 30 years from now. You are black. And for those that were offended, that said I was trying to force somebody to be black, I'm not forcing nothing. I'm not forcing nothing. I'm not only pointing my finger at Dominicans. I'm pointing my finger at every black in this world that deny their blackness. Yes, I'm pointing at you. I'm pointing at you because in the comment I was having different people from different countries saying they're not black. It's your race. It is your race. Like Malcolm X said, why do you hate your race so much? That's the question.
Why do we get so upset when someone says you got African heritage? Isn't it colorism? You know about colorism? Am I so mental? You know, I know a little bit. All right, let's break it down. Colorism is when you discriminate against your own people in your own ethnic group or minority group based on their darker skin. You remember hearing things like, vamos a mejorar la raza, or don't be in the sun too long, porque no te ponga muy oscuro. Or maybe you heard something about, oh, no te seca lo morenito. Not even talk about the history with Haiti and how Dominicans treated them. Over 20,000 Haitians were murdered by the dictator Trujillo in 1937. Trujillo then criminalized the free black nation and furthered that anti-black agenda. And of course, there was anti-black sentiment before Trujillo. But because of Trujillo, it was institutionalized anti-blackness that was further fed through our generations. So you have grandparents saying these things, parents saying these things, and now today we're still saying these things. And if we aren't the change, who will be?
No.
Las dos muñecas lindas de ori. ¿Y cuál es que están allí?
You see, that is the way of the old school Dominican who was raised in Trujillo's era and is still very much brainwashed. Because you were indoctrinated by a dictator who hated black and brown people, 65 years later, your granddaughter can't even play with a doll that looks like her. Because you were told to stay out of the sun, that black and brownness was ugly, and that you should strive to be as light as you possibly can. That if you have a wide nose, just keep pressing it down so it gets smaller and smaller. We gotta get rid of all of these traces. ¿Y para dónde tú vas con ese pelo malo? Why are you leaving the house with your natural hair? Why do you not have a fresh blowout every second of the day? And if you are too dark and you can't get away from your blackness, don't worry. Just tell them you're Indian because you're different, right? You don't even give these children a chance at learning how to love themselves because you're so busy telling them what to fix and how to fix it. You hand these children a step-by-step manual on how to absolutely hate everything about themselves. And then you say, hey, yeah, go create a family, but tú tienes que mejorar la raza. Trujillo's favorite slogan, tú tienes que mejorar la raza. You have to procreate with white or lighter people to get rid of the blackness.
I am not at all ignorant to the fact that there are Dominicans out here that give us that bad name. And they will fight you and say things like, oh, the reason we have dark skin is because of, the Tainos. Okay, which I'm like, the reason we black and a lot of us got dark skin is because of the Africans. Okay, come on, let's keep it real. The average Dominican only has like between 5 to 10% Native American blood. In my DNA results, mine came back 8%. My mom actually has 10%, which is high compared to most Dominicans. But yeah, come on, y'all. Our dark skin is from that's from the African state. It's not necessarily from the Tainos. I mean, they could have a little bit of influence in there as far as the skin color, but it's from the black people.
That's the problem. That's the root of the problem. I'm not black, I'm this. I'm not black, I'm this. I'm black. Shame on you. Yes, I said it. I don't give a fuck who gets upset. This is ridiculous. We are black people. We all should come together worldwide. If you go to China, they hate black people. You go to India, they hate black people. You go to Japan, they hate black people. You go to Australia, they hate black. Every country you go to, they hate black people.
I was just really driven to talk about a lot of what was happening in the Asian American community. I think anti-blackness is something that's really deeply rooted in my community and in a lot of Chinese American communities. But it's also a subject that's very taboo. So a lot of people tend not to talk about it, or nobody likes to talk about how they've hurt other communities or their own flaws. So it's really not a conversation that really happens anywhere. But I thought it was very important because I had this chance to publish on a platform like WeChat, which is really accessible for a lot of Chinese Americans, particularly people who don't have English as their first language or who speak Mandarin.
Yes, there's a lot of racism. I also think it's not entirely malicious. I think it's coming from a place of ignorance and misconception, which I think can change with education and just exposure.
If people find common ground, a passion for food, for example, they can talk to each other, make a connection. The divides and preconceptions can slowly disappear. Yet here, most African migrants remain inside their parallel world because the hostility they face outside is frightening.
I'm talking about blacks all over the world. You should be proud of who you are. Be proud of your black skin. If you right now go to Europe, you go to UK, go to any Western society, they don't give a fuck of where you come from. The first thing they're gonna see is your race. That's the very first thing they're gonna see is your skin color. So you can stay in denial all you want. You can live in La La Land all you want. Once you step outside that door, if you live in America, if you live in Canada, if you live in Russia, I don't give a damn where you live. Once you step outside, the very first thing they're gonna see is the color of your skin.
Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other. No, before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate? You should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you?
That will wrap it up for today's episode. And thank you for joining me. So please, leave a comment below. If you agree, if you disagree, it doesn't matter. Leave the comment below. And also, you tell me what you want me to cover. You tell me what you want me to discuss and what you want me to react to, okay? And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you on the next episode. Please don't forget to subscribe. Let's rebuild the Black nuclear family. It is needed, okay? God bless.